Welcome to Flip Lesson 34 for the 5th grade. Today we're going to continue working with division, but this time, how does division work when a number doesn't quite go in a nice, even way? And we're going to think about how to handle problems in that way. If we do a quick review of division, we know 3 goes into 5 one time. 1 times 3 is 3. Subtract, and then bring down. And so we get 25. 3 goes into 25 8 times. 8 times 3 is 24. And we have a remainder of 1. That's our initial process that we've been going through. But what happens when we get a situation where we are going into a number, but we can't quite solve it completely? Such as this. How many times does 3 go into 32? 3 goes into 33 one time. 1 times 3 is that. And so then we have 1 times 3. Bring it down. And we get our 2. Now 3 goes into 2 how many times? And the answer is 0. Because there's nothing else to bring down. 0 times 3 is 0. We'll bring down our 2. And in the end, we have a remainder of 2. And so we have a first example of how this might work, putting that 0 in there to help us continue to solve. Let's try a word problem. A boat traveled 432 kilometers in 4 hours. What was the average speed of the boat? Speed is distance divided by time. And so we're going to take 432, which is a distance, and we're going to divide it by our time of 4 hours. And now we can start to divide. 4 goes into 4 one time. 1 times 4 is 4. And we're going to subtract, and we're going to get 0. Bring down the 3. And now we have our first situation. 4 goes into 3 how many times? 0. So we're going to put a 0 up there. 0 times 4. And you can take the time to do the math real quick and subtract. And now we're going to bring down our 2 here. And now the question is, how many times does 4 go into 32? And the question answer would be 8. So 8 times 4 is 32. And of course, we have 0 remainder. But what we want to take notice of is how we got this 0 right here. And how when the 4 went into the 3, right here, it couldn't happen. So we put a 0 there to take its place. We still did the math to see how we took 0 times 4 to get the 0 here, get a 3, and then we brought down the 2. And so our final answer for this problem would be 108 kilometers per hour. All right. Another one. It says, if a person weighs 215 pounds, then their weight in kilograms is about half that amount. How much would the person weigh in kilograms? So if we're going to solve this one, we're going to have 215, and we're going to divide by half, or divide by 2, so cutting it in half, and we can start to solve this problem. 2 goes into 2 one time. 1 times 2 is 2. Subtract, we get 0. We're going to bring down the 1. Right. 2 goes into 1 0 times. 0 times 2 is 0. 1 comes down, and now our 5 comes down to get 15. 2 goes into 15 7 times. And we're going to get 14. I'll extend the page one more time, and we're going to get a remainder of 1. And we're going to do, here's our technical answer. And just to, it'd be 107 pounds, remainder 1. If we were to do some quick, a little bit higher math, it would actually be about this amount, 107.5 kilograms. All right? But the important step here is the process of getting that 0 in here to help solve the problem. Right? And that is the basis for division with zeros. And I'm going to actually change these numbers a little bit just so we can work with them a little bit better. Let's see what happens when we do that. And no, we don't want that either. My samples are not good samples. Let's cross them out. Let's do this sample. And then let's not even do a 7 here. Let's do 3. And a 1. And then a 2. Try that for an example. And let's add... Let's change this to 7. We'll do it like that. We'll see what we get. Change the samples. All right. Good luck. Have fun. We'll keep working with this as we move on with these problems. That's the end of lesson 34.